right. Absolutely, I agree. Oh, you know what? You have to contact Zoom. I had the same problem. I couldn't get rid of the note taker.
And here we are, folks. It's Thursday, noon Central. It's time for the Lioness with the Mostest. Okay, that sucks, but I'm working my way through this. Lynn Lionhood, take it away, Lynn.
Live with that. We can live with that. So welcome, everybody. I'm glad that you're all with us today. So if you guys remember, you can go to the chat. You can put your information in there. Make sure I have name, email address, and phone number at least. You can put anything else in there that you'd like. I don't have any issue with that. Put in your website, anything you want to offer, whatever you want to do. So I also want to welcome Alan. Alan is here. Kelly is here. Thank you guys for joining us. And let me share with you guys the question of the day. So for those of you that are brand new, you don't understand that we have a question of the day. It's never a right or wrong question, guys. It's just you're all ready. When you do your introduction, we will be asking you that question. And the question today is, where do you get your news? It's changed over the years, guys. It truly has. So we're kind of curious about where everybody's getting their news these days. So with that said, I'm going to start with one of our first speakers today. Mark Bartosik is here with us. And Mark Bartosik is going to be our speaker today from our Business Whisperer group, which is our Business in a Box group. And so, Mark Bartosik, would you share with everyone for about 5 minutes on whatever you have to speak about that regards your business?
I was going to say, whatever I have to speak about, well, I could talk about a lot of things. So I'm Mark Bartosik from Chicago, Illinois. I have what they always call the gift to gab. So if I'm talking a little too fast, don't worry. You know, it's just usually me going on tangents or repeating the same thing twice anyway. As far as where to get news from, to answer the question real quick, I tend to get it just through the grapevine because usually, you know, social medias and TVs are exaggerating things. So I just tend to hear it from others, whether it be parents, siblings, or friends, to see the world trivia and everything on what's going on. For my business, so I work with Ambit Energy, which is an energy retail company in the United States, services 15 states, over 1 million customers, doing over $1 billion annually in revenue. So we are not some small company that is going to be here today, gone tomorrow. We've been around for over 10 years now. And the purpose of our company is simply to help people get more value out of their electricity and gas bills, whether that be through savings or through reward programs or our free energy referral program. It's just a matter of there are so many industry retailers out there that people don't even today still know that they have a choice. So if you have an electric or gas bill, you can get the choice of who you want the supply from. Simplest way to put it is when you go to Target and you buy a box of Kleenex, or you go to Walmart and buy the same box of Kleenex, it's still the exact same product. The only difference is the price that you paid for it. So with Ambit is one of those things where you're still getting electricity or gas from the people that deliver it to you every single time. There's no change in the bill as far as how it's done, who you call if the power goes out, who you call to pay it. The only thing that changes is a single line on the bill that goes from energy retailer or energy supplier, goes from XYZ company to Ambit Energy. The business opportunity we also offer for those that want to be a part of income opportunity can refer customers to sit there and sign up, and then you get bonuses and income from that. This is something I've been doing for the past 9 years, and I've been able to have that as a significant enough income to support my livelihood. So I haven't actually had to work a job for 8 years, I think now, or going on 8 years soon. So at 33 years old, I've been retired from the job world for about 8-9 years. It's like I always tell people, it's like a little bit on stories, because we always say it's like we can always talk business, but it's the stories that empower me the most. And that's like it's your story that I want to hear, whether you have a business of your own or a job, or you know someone who has, you know, a job or a business, but they're just not making ends meet so much. These are people that I look forward to working with and talking with, to seeing how I can help. If I don't want to take anyone away from their business or their passion or their job, but rather to help you supplement your income so that we can have more time to build your business, your passion, your dreams more. Figure if you were making an extra $500 or $1,000 in passive recurring monthly income that can go towards your bills, pay off your expenses, how much more time you could focus on your business without the stress of, I need to get this deadline done because I have, you know, to make the income for it. It's like, no, the bills are already paid. You don't have to worry about that. We joke about, you know, in my team, it's like, you have residual bills, why not have residual income? So we always know it's kind of like mailbox money for anybody that doesn't know what residual income is. I know me and Lynn have talked about the powers of residual income, because she has similar business on that can pay that. But it's one of these things, like, this is my passion. I could have done a lot of different things to make an income, but I went into this business because after seeing my parents struggle to pay the bills growing up, always working paycheck to paycheck and jobs, I appreciate and I'm grateful for all that they provided, but I wanted to find another way.
Frozen on us. Find another way to unfreeze himself. Maybe that's what he wants to do. All right, guys. So Mark is frozen. I don't know when he's going to be. Oh, there he is. Mark, are you back?
I never left. I still heard you guys. I don't know if a connection went out or something. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
All right. Oh, the last 30 seconds, I'll just wrap it up. I always tell people that there's a Japanese thing that they call ikigai, where it's the cross between what you can make money with, what your passion is, and how you can make an impact in the world. And I feel that this business has brought me that, because I'm able to make an impact on other people's lives. I love talking. I love what I do. I love sharing this education with people, and I get to make a good enough income so that way I can take care of myself and my family.
Wonderful. You know, guys, Mark Bartosik is in that business in a bundle group, and the reason he's there is because a lot of businesses, it's bottom line, and the bottom line right now is very tight for a lot of people in this economy, and he can make a huge difference with their gas and their electric bills. So if you know of a small business owner that needs to find a way to cut costs without really doing anything different, that's the way to go. All the time that I was in Illinois, I can't tell you the amount of money that I saved, but it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. So thank you very much, Mark. Mark, did you tell them where you're from?
Yeah, so as a reminder, it's Chicago, Illinois, and it actually is Chicago itself. I've lived in Chicago my whole life. My family has been in the city of Chicago since about 1910. So when I say Chicago, I am a true native Chicagoan and not the suburbs.
Yay. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mark. I'm going to do a few of my introductions before we come back to a couple more of my speakers. So I'm going to go to Denise Lant. And Denise, the next minute is yours. And Denise, aren't you also having a radio show?
Yes. Thank you so much, Lynn. And thank you, Fred. Near the end of this month, I will be hosting True Grit, the Mindset in the Grind. I deal with I'm going to be featuring podcasts with other athletes as well as executives that have gone through training or gone through challenging events and have turned things around, and actually see how using your mind power, you can actually control and change the circumstances in your life. So I'm super excited to be joining Fred's team. Thank you so much. But yes, I'm Denise Lanton. I'm a certified life coach. I specialize in mindset and mental toughness. I primarily work with athletes and executives, but I also work with clients who just really want to get together, and also kids. I've worked with younger kids, so it's exciting. My process is to, in collaboration with my client, we develop strategies, techniques, and actionable steps to map our goals to success and redefine their responses to life events by mental toughness and confidence. And again, I am super excited to be joining K-Fred. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. You want to tell people where you're from?
Oh, yes. I'm from Chicago, but I currently live now in Orland Park, Illinois. And you asked about what I use for my news service. I must say I do follow CNN quite a bit, but I also check out a lot of streaming services. I try to stay up and about.
Beautiful.
And I always watch the weather because my daughter flies. So I'm always watching the weather.
That's good. Fred, you have your hand up.
So she's got a badass tattoo of, I thought it was a triceratops myself, but, you know. What is it, Denise?
My tattoo is a Indian feather, and in the feather I have my daughter's initials. The feather is symbolic of spiritual and spiritual strength and courage.
So, quick survey: who thinks a triceratops would be more badass than a feather? Raise your hand.
But maybe not.
Maybe not. Oh well.
I would not tell Fred my secrets, guys. I did not know this about Denise. God knows what he knows about everybody I'm sending to him. I'm going to just keep listening. He knows everything. You know, it's kind of like the women will understand this. I don't know if it works this way with men in barbershops, but when women get into the chair to get their hair done, I don't know what happens to us, but it's like a confessional. We just begin to spew all kinds of stuff, and they know everything about us.
Was Fred doing her hair?
Fred must have been doing her hair. Mitesh, you have a question?
Fred doesn't talk in
Yeah, regarding to the feather, I think when she said Indian feather, so a lot of gods in India relates to feather, and especially peacock feather is Lord Krishna, who is the biggest god in Indian mythology. So I think she is very right when she is connecting with religious and spiritual world. So I really loved it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Mitesh. I didn't know that either, but I guess I'm learning a lot of stuff here this morning. So, Ann Mackey, you are up next.
Let me get myself unmuted. Well, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone out in K-Fred land. My name is Ann Mackey. I'm out of Wichita, Kansas, and I want to share today about phototherapy patches that you can wear like a Band-Aid that have no drugs, no chemicals. They can absolutely make you and your loved ones pain-free and help your body to rejuvenate at a cellular level. So my team is growing. The company was actually awarded the fastest growing direct sales company in the world. And if someone is interested in making extra money, it's a very small investment, and I would love to have you on my team. So if you want to reach out, my number is 316-680-8611. And again, 316-08611. And I'm especially proud of what this has done for my sister, who for 5 years has been in horrible pain, and within a week of wearing this patch, she is pain-free and back to living her life.
And would you like to also share with everyone what your other job is, because that's very interesting as well.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. The other thing, my background, I'm a medical speech pathologist, and I'm no longer doing that, but I have a business called Clear Speech Specialists, where I help professionals who speak English as their second language. If they struggle to be understood because of their accent and their pronunciation variations, I can help them to pronounce English clearly. And I'm now beginning to offer services to corporations, global corporations, who may want to understand how to better understand various language, various accents because of different language backgrounds. I'm about unity and connection, and let's all meet together, be good humans together, and understand each other.
Excellent. I thank you very much. I realize when I'm speaking to someone about medical things, it's always important that I'm able to fully understand what they're saying. Absolutely. So I appreciate that you're working with them. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Tash, we finally seen the Tash. We've seen for 3 weeks. We thought you were under the bed, and now he's out from under the bed. Guys, we're so happy to have him back with us. Mitesh, you are up.
Yeah, I think you need to thank Anne, because she has sent me a message. Oh, your robot is here. Why you are not there? So thank you very much for that. So hello, everyone. My name is Mitesh, and my company's name is Video Animation Services. We are there to help you with branding. So if you're stuck with your social media, if you're struggling with your website, if you want somebody who can really help you with your digital assets, then I am there to help you. I have a team of 11 people who are really versatile, can do everything, super creative for you guys. So if you need somebody who is just starting a business, if you know somebody who is struggling, then let me know. We have pledged to help 100 startups. We have helped 25 startups till now. Still, the game is on. So if you're a startup, you're struggling, we are there. And trust me, the price will always shock you. So don't think about price. Just get back to us. We are there to help you guys. Thank you, everyone. And especially for this group, I have an offer. So if you want Canva Pro for 3 years, it's only for $50. Just message me and I'll get that done for you guys. Thank you very much.
Nitesh, do you want to tell them where you're from?
So guys, I'm from India, and but 80% of my clients are from the United States. And if anybody's planning trip to India, you're always welcome. I'll be your tour guide. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Nitesh, where do you get your news from?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Where do you get your news from?
I'll be very honest. I'm a social media guy, so 80% of my news, I get it from social media.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And I have to back up to you because I don't think we found out where you get your news from. I'm sorry. Uh-oh, you muted.
Yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, I forgot to answer that. Sorry. I actually like some of the information apps that are out there. So I go to Telegram or Rumble, and on Rumble, I follow several organizations that put together the news, kind of a summary. So I listen to And We Know. That's actually Christian-based. SG Anon. He's very educational. Dan Scavino. He works with President Trump. And Right Side Broadcasting. So those are great channels if you want up-to-date information that's not mind-washing you.
Beautiful. Thank you so very, very much. Keith Robinson, you're up next.
Hello, everybody. Keith Robinson here, coming in from Ireland. I specialize in the health and wellness space. I learned 16 years ago that it was possible to reverse cardiovascular disease, to clean the cardiovascular system and restore blood flow to every organ, gland, and extremity. If you do this, and you also supply the body with the missing nutrition that is no longer in our food, because if you ate a plate of salad 50 years ago, you would have to sit down and eat 47 plates of salad today to get the same level of nutrition. So we're eating empty food, but we're getting lots of crap in the processed food. So we're getting loads of sugars and hidden sugars, which is causing mayhem in the system. So if you do all that properly, then the body will go into repair mode and start fixing all of its own problems naturally. And that's what I've been helping people do for the last 16 years.
Excellent. I think sugar is a bigger problem for people than they think.
More addictive than cocaine.
Yes, and I hear that Ann Mackey has really posted some wonderful information, guys, about stress. You guys on this call, I bet you if I ask if you guys have had any stress in the last week, I bet every single person's hand goes up, because I don't think we realize what stress is doing to our body. It really is bad, guys. I don't remember my parents dealing with as many things going on as we all deal with every single day. We have so many things clamoring for our attention. It's ridiculous. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like for the next generation. So thank you very much, Ann and Keith, for always giving us some great information on ways to stay healthy. Keith, you haven't told us where you get your news from.
Well, I never listen to mainstream media because they are just a propaganda stream. All the news anchors are actually CIA agents, so they are designed to push a narrative, not to tell the news. So I do like Anne, and I listen to alternative media where you can get a good understanding of what's going on, which isn't tainted. So in other words, you get what's actually happening instead of pushed propaganda.
I thought you were going to tell us you got your news at the local pub. I just thought you were going to say it was at the pub.
It's hard to believe, but I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you're in the wrong country,
Oh, my
honey.
goodness. I am so shocked. Somebody from Ireland who doesn't drink beer, I'm just shocked.
Exactly.
All right, Keith. Thank you so very much. Dorcia Hart, you're up next. Here's somebody else, Dorcia. You always have some. Dorcia, did you put some stuff up about stress, too?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. That was great information as well.
Thank you, Liz. Yes. So I get all of my news from my husband. You know, he doesn't get it from the regular channels. He goes to all these different sources, and I don't watch TV, so I have to get it from my husband. He's very knowledgeable and historian, so I love it. So my name is Dorothea Hart from drhartcircleoflife.com, and I help people holistically. I'm a retired pharmacist that doesn't believe in drugs, and so I wanted to tell you a little story about I brought some water. I believe in hydrogen-rich water. I brought water to a homeless shelter that had like about 20 people in this shelter. And I talked to some of the people there. They're sort of like sleepy, just laying around. But I started bringing them water, and they sort of like lightened up. They was full of energy. They were washing the walls, sweeping the floors. And it was sort of like, wow, where did these people come from? But it's the same people. They just got energy from the water. The water is hydrogen-rich water, and it gives you energy. That's just one thing that it gives you, besides all the other nice things that reducing inflammation and acidic waste. So, yes, give me a call, 323-559-5537, if you want to know more about this special water and some insight on how to get energy in your body.
Wonderful. Dorothea, do you want to tell us where you're from?
I am originally from Tennessee, but I am usually located in Los Angeles. But today I am in Detroit.
Yep, she's our bi-coastal girl, back and forth. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
By the way, does anyone in here have an update on Joan Brown Claxton? I am very worried about her. I know that she was a regular. She's always here. And I know that she went to a convention in Arizona. She ended up in the hospital with pneumonia, double pneumonia, I think. Was in the hospital for a week, left there, and went back to New York, I think. Could be New York or Atlanta. And she was only there for a day, and they put her back in the hospital again. And I think it was pneumonia again. And I have not heard in over a week where she is or what's going on. So if anybody hears something, please let us know. Denise?
About a week ago, I was talking to Sharon, and she was back in the hospital.
This is concerning me, so please keep her in your prayers, guys. Anybody who comes regularly and is a part of our groups, I worry for her. So thank you very, very much. I know Dorothea, she's the one that goes north to south, and Dorothea goes east to west. So the two of you must be crossing paths at all times.
I'm gonna see if I've got her number. I want to see if I can reach out to her if she's answering the phone or whatever. But just as a point for everybody to understand, if someone keeps getting recurrent pneumonia, especially if it's right lung, it's usually not bacterial, whatever, traditional pneumonia. It's a swallowing disorder where their liquid is going down the wrong way and getting into their lungs and giving them pneumonia. I know this because that's a specialty of mine as a speech pathologist. So anyway, just be aware for your family and friends, and
for that
hopefully they've got somebody working on her.
Who thought we were going to go for a networking event and find that kind of information out? Thank you, Ann.
Sure.
So I'm going to stop for just a minute and go back and pick up one of our speakers. So I'm going to surprise you all. I'm going to go kind of out of order. We're going to have Jam Jam go next. Jam Jam is our youngest person ever on these calls. He is so interesting. This guy is an old man in a young person's body. I swear to you, he is. He is so knowledgeable. He's just everything. But he is our AI guy, and you are going to be so entertained by him. So, Jam, the next 5 minutes are yours.
Man, I just knew you were going to do that. Like, that was, oh, man. So, well, hello, everyone. My name's Jam. Yeah, I got up early today. I got a haircut because I'm going to Atlanta tomorrow. Jam's on his little wild adventures again. But in terms of AI and what's going on in the AI space, it's been a quiet little week and a half, I should say. Something that's really big is Apple and NVIDIA. For those who are invested in NVIDIA, smart move, because during gold rushes, the best way to make money is to sell the shovels and also mine the gold. And that's what NVIDIA is doing. They are actually partnering up with Apple essentially to try to create like smarter robots, especially for the Apple Vision Pros. For those who don't know, it's like the little huge goggles that you put on your face or whatever. The goal is to obviously help improve that. Now, something that was very interesting that kind of threw me for a loop here, OpenAI could lose up to $5 billion this year. Essentially just because of the fact that the actual cost to run these AI systems are very expensive. It's trying to have these large models that contain so much data. You have to build data centers, like massive data centers. So for those who are on the East Coast, that's where actually most of the actual data centers are, which is actually like bad, by the way, because, you know, one simple attack on a data center and half of your services are down. A little fun fact. For those, I don't know if anybody in here in Virginia, but that's where a lot of our big data centers are. This shows that a lot of these data centers are very costly, and it takes a long time to actually, create them. And a lot of cities don't like them. And that's actually something that's been going on in the AI space is there's too many data centers being built. And so, enough depressing stuff, I have videos, obviously, to show you guys because you guys love seeing videos. So I'm going to show.
Are you looking at the background of Mishka Nizar?
No, I actually have 3 screens.
She's got her book at The Art of AI up.
That is true, she does.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Hope I can get this in better quality. Now, everybody don't freak out or whatever, but she's not here. She would have loved this. And so would Rob. Is Rob home in here?
Rob Holman's here.
Oh, he would love this. He's gonna love this. So this is a nice little ad here. This is a nice ad here
Rob.
for Nike. The only difference is, he's on a Speedo, but as you can see, he's carrying these boxes with no hands.
I was just going to say his hands aren't holding those boxes.
Well, his tail is. So, but again, this is a really cool AI video.
There might be a hole in the box, and he could be holding it with his erection.
Oh, Jesus. Is that a real man?
That was not a real man, by the way. But this here, though, I do want to show this because this here is the entire advertisement. I get that. All simply made with AI. And it's super, super realistic. But, I mean, obviously, there's some simple, like, little imperfections. Like, for example, if I go back here just a tad bit, the actual ketchup have automatically touched the actual, it's kind of like notice that there. It's already on the fry before you even dipped it in. So, again, always look for details. But I thought I'd show this because of the fact that if AI can create this in 2022,
I want you to look at that burger. I have never gotten a burger like that through a drive-thru in my life. Mine always looks like somebody sat on the bun.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have. Not even like the baby boomers, which, oh wait, that would be you, Lynn. I'm joking. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you. I just had to throw a little shot there. But if AI can create this, imagine what it will be like in 2025, because that is actually the most pressing issue currently right now that people I think should be focused on is what is the AI, what's the next level for this AI? There's going to be a lot of specialties that obviously a lot of these AI tools are being trained in. Some AI is being trained for weaponry in war. There's some AIs being simply trained for just medicine, which is actually starting to show like really big benefits because of the fact that the AI is actually doing things a lot more efficiently and better than humans. Now, of course, once Big Pharma comes in, it'll probably get rid of that. Hold on, I'm going to pause this music here.
Okay, Jim, you have to tell them where you're from.
I'm originally from Chicago, but I now live in Texas.
And where do you get your news from?
Well, I actually like to make up my own news, propaganda, and then I like to put it on different news sources. I like to feed it to them. I actually created it with AI, a little fun fact. But in all seriousness, now, I go to Reuters or I go to like independent journalists. It's really a big thing. Also,
Wonderful.
A little side note, by the way, Telegram, I will most certainly definitely say that threw me off, and in Allie, that you guys use that because of the fact that Telegram, how do I say this? I know of some people that use Telegram for hacking and illegal stuff, and that's actually where a lot of the underworld, I should say, the lurk set is on Telegram.
I'm not lurking over there then. I'm going to watch that.
Well, there are safe places. It is a very, very secure, well, I'm going to do quotation marks on that, secure platform. But I know just from, as through another person, quotation marks again there, through another person, that it's the best place to get hacking tools from. I will say that. When I want to go talk to a few Russian friends, but enough of me though. So.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give you guys a little tip just because Jam showed us burgers and fries. Anybody on here likes burgers and fries and has the same problem that I do when you go through the drive-thru, that you get things that do not look like the pictures? Here's a little tip for you, and I do this. When you go to the drive-thru, tell them you'd like a picture sandwich. Don't specify whether it's the burger, the fish, or what it is. Just say, I'm going to order a picture sandwich. And when they ask you what that is, tell them that you are the spot checker who checks on the quality of the food that's put out through the drive-thru windows, and that you want the picture sandwich, which is, okay, I want the burger today, and I'm to take a photo to see if it matches what they're advertising. They will work so hard on your burger or your fish sandwich, it will not look like anybody sat on it, I promise you, because they are so nervous that they're being spot checked. So it works every time, guys. You get much better food. You get hot food. It's fresh. You're not getting the one that sat underneath the light for 3 hours. It's good. Remember, picture sandwich. Okay, that's my tip for the day. I'm going to go back to some of my introductions. So Jaya Kasuri, the next minute is yours, Dr. Jaya. You're muted.
I just returned from Europe. Awesome trip. And I just wanted to tell people that I don't get viral infection or any kind of infection. I travel with everybody. I did not use mask because I activate my genes to make my own antioxidants. Let me tell you, for the last 7 years, I'm using a product which are activators. They are not supplements. And they help you to maintain your immunity, your energy level, everything. I could walk everywhere, climb, do everything at my age. People were wondering. And this is the only company which has activating products for your genes. You make your own antioxidants, your own anti-inflammatory enzymes, and also you can live a long and healthy life. We are coming out with the GLP-1, the oral tablets. Millions of people are taking shots, Monjaro and other things to reduce weight. You don't have to spend that kind of money or shots. You can use oral tablets. That's going to be our next biggest, product coming to act by just activating your genes with natural products. So that's what my message is. If you want to really live long without getting any illness, chronic illness, or acute illness of any kind, look into what will be the best product for you. If you can find one tablet, that will be this one. So that's what I want to tell you. News, I just don't look for any garbage news. I do look into the major local channels for any local news, but otherwise I do look into Wall Street Journal, New York online, to BBC also. That's what I do. I don't care. The propaganda and all that, I don't care. That's it.
Dr. J, you want to tell them where you're from?
I'm from Illinois, Naperville, Illinois, close to Chicago.
Wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. Rob Holman, the next minute is yours.
Good afternoon. The Secure Act 2.0 requires small businesses to enroll eligible employees into the company's retirement plan automatically. Now, the amount of employees varies from state to state. For example, Illinois requires businesses with 5 or more employees to participate. But just like the Affordable Care Act, if your small business does not participate, you can be subject to fines for noncompliance. I'm Rob Homan with RNC Financial. The R stands for Rob, and the C stands for my wife, Carmel. And I'm better known as your health and wealth bodyguard. I'm licensed in 37 states for both life and health. I only live in one, though, which is Florida, in a town called Land O'Lakes. I'm a husband, father, and a pa of 5 awesome grandchildren. And if we get to do so, one-to-one together, so I can learn more about your business and what I can do to help your business grow.
And do you want to tell us where you get your news?
I do on websites. There's certain websites that I go to, but I gotta really. YouTube is a place where I know who to go and look for and stuff like that, but I get a lot of it from YouTube. I don't look at really mainstream media stuff. I'm one of those dark persons. Someone would call me a conspiracy theorist, but yeah.
You know what I'm hearing overall, guys, and I think you're all realizing this. Used to be, if we were asking that question 30 years ago, everybody got their information from the newspapers. Like nobody gets their information from the newspapers anymore. They just don't. Absolutely wonderful.
Print is dead. Only for
it truly is. I only knew that people loved it, especially when I used to ride the train to downtown Chicago, but now I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they got their little laptops out and they're looking at the news. So thank you very much, Rob. You're a good sport. Chris Pratt, you're up next. The next minute is yours.
Hey, thanks, Lynn. My name is Chris Pratt, and it's good to be here today. And I am a functional nutritionist. I also am a health and wellness influencer. And my story in a brief version is I'm going through stage 4 cancer, but I am kicking tails and taking names as I go. So I am on a mission to help people heal from chronic illness, not having to be dependent upon medicine. So I chose all alternative care, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. There are ups and downs, but I have a YouTube channel, and my brand is called The Plant Adventure, and I have a YouTube channel there. I'm on social media. And also I am getting ready for my official launch of my podcast. It will be this Monday. It's already airing on K-Fred Radio, so you've probably heard some of those episodes, but it officially launches on all podcast platforms and on YouTube on Monday. So I'd love for you to be a part of that. I'll wait for the dancing music. So the name of the podcast is Healing Conspiracy. So you can check that out at healingconspiracy.com. And right now I'm offering a free lifetime membership to anyone who becomes an early adopter and subscribes to the YouTube channel and follows the podcast and signs up on my email list. You get to be in my private community forever for free. So I would love for you to take advantage of that. healingconspiracy.com.
And if you guys haven't looked at any of this, it's really, really eye-opening and very, very good. So Chris Pratt, where do you live?
So I am just outside, well, about 2 hours outside of Houston, Texas, in a very small town called Trinity. You probably never heard of it.
Beautiful. And where do you get your news?
You know, I used to be a news fanatic, and then I think it took a toll on my health. So I now don't watch any news on purpose. The only news we have in my house is basically, who's not sharing and who didn't flush the toilet. I have 3 little kids, and that's our news, and we're sticking to it. So, but no, I'm a social media guy, so occasionally Right. Occasionally I run across the news on social media and then decide if I want to believe it or not, and usually don't. So.
Great. Dan, you got a question?
I just want to say I really do advocate that everyone go to Chris's links that he's putting in the chat and everything. I joined his free membership thing. I'm excited about it. And Chris, I don't know how you put together that first video of your story, but it was like professionally created, and everybody has to go see it, this journey he's been on. And it's amazing. You're such an inspiration to others. And I hope every single person that has cancer that wants to get well, you'll turn them on to following Chris. He's got great advice, and he's on the road to recovery.
Thank you,
Chris, I know you're teaching people good ways to eat. Do you have a good way to eat a Brussels sprout? If you do, you need to share that with us, because I've tried. I'm still trying.
Okay.
I just can't make myself eat them.
Okay, Lynn, I do have a good way. So for you, I will work over the next couple of weeks to put together a recipe video, and I'll post it on YouTube.
All right. And I'm going to try them and let you know, honestly.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good deal. Luana Broughton, we are so happy you're with us again. Wait till you see this pretty smile. Luana, you are up. The next minute is yours.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you, everyone, for having me. My name is Luana Broughton, and I am from Grand Bay, Alabama. And I am in travel and trade business. And if anyone is out there that wants to save on your travel, give me a call at 251-610-6210. Or you can email me at L-A-W, Broughton, BROUGHTON at Yahoo. And the link is absolutely free. And if you want to learn how to earn extra income, you can also contact me at my phone number or my email, because just like us, I forget who said it, the mailbox money, that is the best, the passive and residual income. So again, thank you all for having me. And I wanted to say really quick, because I'm looking at the time and news, I don't watch news. The only thing I really care about is the weather. Because that's how, for me, that's how you keep stress down. Stop listening to the news.
That's a good suggestion. Thank you very much. Allie Fintick. And Allie, we're going to do you, but we will come back and get your pal that's with you too also. But we're going to do Allie first.
Okay. Well, she's sitting next to me, so I'll just turn the camera to her because she's okay. On there. So, and we have the TV up here, so everyone's big. That's why we're looking up. So I'll look at the camera. I'm Allie Fintick with Fintick Solutions, which is solar, insurance, health, and wellness. I'm opening up Midwest Remedy, which is a healing center, in the next year and a half or so here in Orland Park, Illinois. My main focus right now is solar. Over the last 3 weeks, you have not seen me because I have been a busy bee opening up my very own nationwide solar dealer, you guys. I get paid directly. I keep 100% of it, so that means that I can probably take your prices down probably $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 from quotes you had before. So you can call me or text me 708-582-9585. All I need is your address and the chart on your bill. I need to know your annual usage. I can do any state in the nation now, guys. So just send me your information. I will see what I can do for you. My website is coming. About the news, I turned that stuff off. Gosh, guys, probably like during Hurricane Sandy, because I'm an empath. I'm a major empath. I feel everyone's pain. I cannot watch the news. I get information that's super important from my husband, Kelly Love. Should I turn the camera to her? You want to restart the 60 seconds?
Turn the camera to her and let's do Kelly Love. But first of all, I want you to know that's the name we all want. I want to be Miss Love. That ought to do it. You ought to be able to make sales that way. Welcome, Kelly.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm Kelly Love. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I've lived all over the U.S. I'm now in beautiful, hot Arizona in Scottsdale. And thank you again for letting me be part of this beautiful program. I'm so excited to meet everybody and hear about everybody. I have many different companies, but one of the main ones that I represent is called Herbal Face Food. And I really wanted to take chemicals out of my skincare products, just because, as it sounds like we all are, just over chemicals and fillers. And I started using Herbal Face Food about 7 months ago. And at 49 years old, I can say that it has absolutely helped with my melasma's gone. I have brown spots. It's really been really great. And so that is, I put links to my website below, and my phone number is 818-570-0578. I'm offering 30% off and free shipping in the U.S. And what else would you like to know? Did I do good? Did I make the time? Oh my God! You get your news. Where do you get your news from? Where do I get my news? Kind of like all of us. You know what? This reality is very interesting. So I tend not to believe anything and believe everything, which is such a cool dichotomy. But it's typically really amazing memes from Instagram.
So if we have an ugly friend that is not aging well, we need to introduce them to you to help, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
That's why all my friends are beautiful. I love you, by the way. I'm thinking I could send you my sister. She thinks she's cute. Trust me, she's not. She's not aging well at all.
Oh, that's diabolical.
I think it comes from the drinking and the cigarettes. That's my personal feeling.
That is correct. That is where that comes from.
Good. Hope you can really help her out because she needs it. She's never going to find a man like this. No, I'm telling you, he'll have to be blind. So, okay, I'm going to remember who you are, Kelly Love. Thank you.
Thank you.
So before I go to Jan Talent, I'm gonna get another speaker first, Jan, and then I'm gonna share some information first about Legal Shield and ID Shield. So today it's a warning for all of you. I don't know how many of you, because you're not listening to the news, know about the big data breach. We had another big one, guys. We've had a lot of big ones lately. We had the AT&T one. We had the Ticketmaster one, if you've been a part of that one. And now we have the national public data has lost 2.7 billion people's information. Well, they didn't lose it. A hacker, who Jam probably knows where this hacker's at, just saying, Jam, the hacker got in and took this information. It includes your social security numbers, your names. It's pretty serious information they have. And this hacker was not looking for money. I don't know what the heck they wanted, but they purposely threw this information out there free to lots of people. So I'm going to put some information in the chat for you, a link that you can go to check and see if you are a part of that breach. Now, this government agency collects that information on pretty much everybody, guys. And so I think that it would be shocking if you weren't a part of it, but you can go in there and you can check free to see if you're a part of it. I caution all of you. If you do not have protection to protect your identity, please get it. It's inexpensive, and listen to me carefully. If you become a victim and know you're a victim, you've been notified, no company's going to take you. Our company will take you, but they will charge you $1,000 to clean it up because it's pretty. Then they will make you sign a paper that you will keep identity theft protection for 2 years, because they know that's how long your information will be out there and be able to be used. So if you get it, before you are notified you're a victim, it's very, very inexpensive, guys, very inexpensive. So think about that. But I will post that information for all of you to be able to at least check and see if you're in the breach. And you're going to be shocked when you check that breach. It will show you probably everywhere you've lived if your information is being breached, where you worked. I mean, I was shocked at the information that's in there. So with that said, let me do one more of my speakers, Jim, and then I will come back to you. Jim, do you know
Lynn,
that?
Probably. I could actually probably go find all that data online in a few searches. I also put a link to a site that's called Have I Been Pwned? You actually put your email address in there, and then you can find out which companies have actually exposed your data in a data breach as well. So that's also a really good.
That's good information.
That's a good.
And remember, if you're new on here, please make sure that in the chat you have your name, your email address, and your phone number. Any other information you want to put in there, you're welcome to do it. You will all get a copy of the chat. Don't worry if you can't save it. That's because I had a little weirdo that came on here that was drawing dirty pictures and playing around in the chat. So we just eliminated that. I will make sure that you all get the chat.
Jim, can you check your link, because you said pwned, but it says PW. Is there no O?
No, there is no O. That's actually just how it is.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure.
Okay.
Thanks.
Fred's got his hand up. Fred's doing something.
Just want to remind our listeners they can live chat at phred.com or call in 323-580-5755. That's 323-587-5755. Sorry, 580-5755. Wow, I'm really sucking today. Oh, well. Enjoy.
The Fred guy has to know the number by heart. Oh, my Lord. We need to have him get that tattooed on his forearm so he can just lift his arm up for us so we can all see the number. That would work. No feather, no Indian stuff, just the number. Beautiful. So now we're going to go to the beautiful Kelly Kellum. So for anybody who doesn't know her, if you know someone who has a child that will be going to college or is in college, they need to know Kelly Kellum. When you hear the kind of money that she saves them, it is shocking. Kelly Kellum, the next 5 minutes are yours.
Lynn, thank you so much. And hello, everybody out there in Cape Red land. I am Kelly Kellum, a college admissions strategist, and I'm here to help you and your family find the right fit college for your students. And this is important because families don't know how to work with a college strategist or college coach. Navigating the college search can be so overwhelming, but with the right guidance, it becomes an exciting journey. So let's talk about how we can guide students during both the junior and senior year of high school to make this process smooth, successful, and stress-free. So the junior year of high school is a pivotal time in the college search process, and people don't think of it as part of the college search. This is when we start looking at all the colleges and universities, and there are 4,000 of them here in the United States, to find the right fit academically, socially, and financially. And here's how I work with students in this particular school year. First, we start by understanding your student. We look at the strengths, the interests, the goals to help us pinpoint the type of college environment where your student will excel. It's not about finding the best name college. It's about finding the best college for your student. So I go through an assessment to understand the academic strengths, your students' interests, their career aspirations, their current activities outside of school, and that helps us identify where your student is really going to thrive. So based on that information, we then start building a balanced college list with a mix of reach and match and safety schools, considering everything from size and location, campus culture, some of the academic programs, but most importantly also is the financial aid opportunities. By finding the school that is the best fit, your student is going to have a much better chance to get a lot of money from the school. And of course, I help with crafting the applications. Financial aid and scholarships is really important because I help families of both juniors and seniors navigate that whole process through filling out FAFSA and understanding their financial aid package, and key thing, understanding when they should be appealing their financial aid. So the same thing really goes for seniors in high school as well. We're finalizing that college list. We're making sure that the application deadlines and requirements are being met, but specific to each college, and crafting an application that tells your student's story in a way that their best fit college is going to want them and give them money. I recently just worked with a student this summer who saved over $100,000 going into his first year of college. Families that do college with Kelly save an average of $80,000 over 4 years, and most of it is based on finding that right fit college. And then I also help with making that final decision and going through what is really going to be right for your family and for your students. So my goal is to help students not just get into college, but find the right college where they'll thrive. And I guide families through every single step starting in junior year. So to schedule a conversation with me, college to 847-997-1449. I'm also offering a free list of 35 questions you need to ask on college visits. So again, you can get that at 847-997-1449. And you can also hear my co-host Liz Lewine and I on our K-Fred podcast, Beyond the Books, Teen Success Secrets, which airs on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific. I do work worldwide, depending upon the educational system in given countries, or if students are wanting to come to the United States to go to school. And I'm located in the Chicagoland area, but it doesn't really matter since I work on Zoom mostly. And as far as where I get my news, the wonderful music is about to go off, so I'm going to wait for just a second here.
We'll do our dance card.
Jam is going to be surprised, but I also get some of my news from Telegram. I had left Telegram for a while. I'm back on there because I get a different kind of news than I do from listening to some of the mainstream. I usually get mine on the internet, but some of the mainstream sites give very different news than what as somebody else called the underworld sites. And so I like to listen to both so that I can make my own decisions and understand what's being told out there. And I also have found there are, believe it or not, homesteading channels on YouTube where these homesteaders do a lot of research, looking up documents, doing everything. And I like to see that because I get to see firsthand information from actual court documents or government documents.
Kelly, you would love Wrangler Star, by the way.
I would love what?
Wrangler Star. He's a homesteader.
Wrangler Star. I'm writing him down.
Wonderful.
But I also listen to some of
in that chat. There might be more people that want that information. Thank you very, very much, Kelly.
Thank you.
Excellent. So now I'm going to run to a couple more of my introductions. We have somebody brand new with us, Jan Talon. And she's somebody that I met the other day when I met Alan Friesen. And they were two really bright stars, and I'm so grateful that they're here with us. So Jan Talon, you can share with everyone.
Hi, I'm Jan Talon. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist for over 35, 38 years, and enjoyed that life of private practice and personal one-on-one conversations with families and couples for a long time, and decided to reach into my passion, which was young families, parents with young kids. I was tired of helping people divorce, and I wanted to figure out a way to help them stay married. And so that became the space that I'm working in now by moving out of my private practice and into the conversation of the world. And so my company is called Us and Kids. I offer coaching, I offer courses, I offer speaking to groups wherever we need to be able to help build the skills. The skills that we want to use are know what you want, know what do you desire. It's called DNA. Know what you desire. Here goes the music.
Okay. I was like, listen, American music.
So I'll finish that. Know what you desire. What are you going for? Use the necessary communication skills. I'll teach them to you, and you'll be able to use them, and then apply them well so that you use them differently with your 2-year-old than you do with your 12-year-old, than you do with your husband or your wife. And that changes the DNA of your family to make it far more healthy. It's really worth the energy.
I really like it when I hear somebody who's talking about keeping families together and keeping them intact. You know, sometimes it's just unavoidable and it can't be helped. But to hear people that have been married for a long time that still enjoy each other's company and have built a wonderful family, that's always a success. I think we should be applauding that stuff, guys. I've been married 52 years, and I promise you I would marry my husband all over again. He's a wonderful man. So thank you, Jan, for all the wonderful work that you're doing. Happy to have you with us, and hope you keep coming back. If you're not off playing in Spain.
Well, yeah, you know, it's a big world up there.
World traveler for Jam like you. You're headed to Brazil. She's headed to Spain, and God knows where Dr. Jaya is going next. Thank you. Chris Lipper,
Thank you.
On the bus.
Hey everybody, Chris Lipper on the bus, small business owner coaching, and that's what we do is we coach small business owners since 2008. I'm not a huge fan of the one-to-one model. I don't think entrepreneurs want somebody who's read a book wagging a finger at them. So what we do is we put our owners in mastermind groups that we call buses. And we have different buses for different size owners. Solopreneurs would be in one versus owners with $1 million to 10 million in revenue and, a number of employees. It's a different mindset. Or owners that are looking to exit the business, they would be in a different bus as well. 45 of our owners have sold their businesses. We do offer one-to-one coaching in between meetings, getting our members ready for their bus meetings. We have sales training twice a month. We have lunch and learns, networking groups twice a week. It's a community for small business owners. The most shiny thing about me, and if you have a one-to-one, I'll show you, is our metaverse platform for trade shows. And I shared it this week with both Kelly and Fred. If you want to have a one-to-one, I'll put my information in the chat. And in terms of news, so now that I live in San Diego, weather doesn't matter, right? It's the same thing every day, and it's just perfect every day. So news has fallen off the radar a little bit. And I find it so negative, and it's just so, I don't know, like you hear about a hurricane. We had a hurricane here, and everybody's all panicked. And it was nothing. And that was when I got all turned off to the news. They made such a big deal out of nothing that I just can't do it anymore. So if it's important, I'm sure my parents will tell me. I'm sure I'll see it on Facebook. I'll see it somewhere. But I've lost interest in all the hype.
Chris Lipper has a metaverse with full body, not just half body. We talked about that last week. Somebody invited me to a metaverse thing that only had half a body. I said, where's my legs? Didn't have any legs, but he's got legs in his people.
If I can share screens, I can show you someday, or just have a one-to-one with me. I'll put the information in the chat.
Super. I want to make sure I got legs if I'm going.
You'll have legs, I promise.
Thank you very much. Alan Friesen, we are so happy you're back with us. The next minute is yours.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Excited to be here with you lovely people. I'm in Canada. I'm Western Canada specifically, and we do employee benefit programs, and specifically our difference in our model is we endeavor to be an advocate, an assistant to the team members and their families to make sure that the insurance company is giving them exactly what they deserve based on that program. So that's what we're all about, and our kind of mission is that we want to create healthy teams and brighter futures. So that's what we're all about. I have a number of great insurance companies I work with. Our focus came this way because when I was acting for an advocate in the past for a gentleman by the name of Gary who was getting shortchanged, the insurance company took offense and terminated my contract. So I started up new contracts and new insurers. So that's kind of what we're about. Healthy teams, brighter futures. So happy to be here with you.
There are two people that I have put together, Alan and Mishka, and this is the first time they're going to see each other, and I think they haven't actually had their first talk, but they are going to have it soon. And look what good-looking people these are. I'm telling you, I don't introduce goony people to each other. There'll always be somebody good-looking. So, Alan, where do you get your news?
I don't watch any news. I don't read any papers. None of it. There's nothing I need to know. If there's something important, somebody will tell me. Yeah.
So for the whole bunch of you that don't listen to the news, how many of those people that don't listen to the news know that we got spacemen up there that are stuck up there in space? Do you know that?
I did not. Tell us more, Lynn. This is news to me.
They were supposed to be like taking a little vacation for 7 days. How long have they been up there now, Jim?
I wouldn't know, actually, believe it or not.
Jim, you don't know? Does anybody out here know how long they've been there right now?
Also, if they've been up there for 7 days, they should be dead, unless they're in the internet.
No, they're not, and they're not going to go send anything to get them until next year. They said it's too expensive to send a rocket up there and waste the rockets to go get them. Oh, I don't want to do I'm up there.
In space, you age differently. So it's funny because they'll actually they'll be younger than we are essentially in that year.
Yeah, I think I heard that when they sent one twin up there and one down here, and there was a difference when they got back. Keith, Keith got a question?
No, I'm just saying there are zero gravity craft. There's no problem to go and do anything if they want to do it.
Oh, it's just that. I heard him say, we don't want to waste the rocket to go get them. I said, I don't want somebody to say that if I'm up in space. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, according to this article, that she's left with 96 hours of oxygen as NASA weighs options. Like, okay, first off, this is, by the way, this is, I think I'm saying her name here wrong, but it's Sunita Williams. She's actually a really cool astronaut, by the way. Super famous. I think she would be perfectly fine, by the way. I think they just don't have food. That's it.
Well, that's a problem too. I mean, come on.
They'll probably grow it. It's, they'll survive up there. Just
I don't know.
Figure out a way to come down though.
Don't send them pictures of that burger and fries, will you? Okay. So let's go to Arlene Morgan. Arlene Morgan, you have to get on that screen again because we saw how cute you were last week, and I don't know why you want to hide. Okay, go for it, Arlene.
Not hiding, just waiting and listening. Arlene Morgan, Morgan Creative Services. I'm a digital support specialist providing seamless digital support to enhance the visibility and efficiency of my clients' business. This includes brand, graphic, logo design, email newsletter, content update for website and blog, Zoom webinar assistant. It allows my client to focus on their business, growing their business, increasing their profits, supporting their clients while balancing the rest of their life. So essentially what I do is I help the client to get back their time to work in their business as opposed to on their business. And
so Arlene, where do you get your news?
I get my news from friends and family. I don't watch the news. My mom hates it, but...
Where are you from, Arlene?
Huh?
Where are you from? Where are you located?
I was just waiting for the music to stop. I am in Virginia, and my mom is in Massachusetts. Right now, she's in Jamaica, but whenever we talk, and I get the news from her, and she asks me something, and I'm like, no. She's like, I don't understand how you don't listen to the news, but I don't, just like most of you guys.
There's your Virginia person, Jam. So, Arlene, I'm a little bit confused. You help your clients get more visibility, and every time you come on here, you don't want us to see you. How's that work? That sounds like an oxymoron. That doesn't make sense. So you need to be your own client and be more visible.
Visible. Whenever I see recording, I'm just not on camera. That's it.
Oh, trust me. Honest to God, you look just so cute. You just need to be on here. Look at this pretty smile, and she doesn't want to share that with all of us. So selfish. She's not taking that stuff.
Did you make that video?
I still have not made that video, Deanna. I can honestly say right now, I do not have any excuse. I just keep forgetting at this point because I think I'm ready to make it because I've been watching a lot of how to speak and how to be confident and how to animate and,
But you don't come across unsure at all. You come across very confident.
I've been working on it.
Well, you get an A+. Just stick with us, will you?
Okay, thank you.
Great. So Mishka Nazar, oh my goodness, do I love this woman. You just wait. You're going to be amazed. Alan, pay close attention. You're going to love her. But again, if I introduce the two of you and you become friends, you do not throw me out of the boat.
No problem. I promise you that. So hi, everybody. My name is Mishka. I'm originally from Calgary, but I live in Toronto now. And I have a law firm. I'm turning 10 years old at the end of the year. But what I'm here to talk about is my book on AI. It was a 4-year-long project. I ran a focus group. I got the opinions of people between the ages of 17 to 95. And I ran a 6-week focus group, created this content around AI, and then wrote the book just to really simplify, to dumb it down, to explain to people that it's here to stay and how we can utilize it. A big thank you to everyone on this call for even giving me the time. So I'm offering free shipping for the next 24 hours with the code LIONHOOD. I'll drop all the information in the chat. And I get my news, the only news I really look at is traffic and weather these days. Everything else just pops up on my phone, what I need to know.
I'm going to tell you that Mishka is such a loving and giving person. When I first met her, I probably knew her maybe a month, and then she and I began to talk about how she could teach everyone about cryptocurrency. And she taught me everything I needed to know about cryptocurrency. So I still keep investing. I'm doing very well. So thank you, Mishka, for all that you do. Alan, you're going to love her.
Thanks.
So, okay, here we go. Greg is on there with this dog. Now, you have no idea what this is about, but we're going to hear from him, and he's going to tell us. So, Greg, the next minute is yours.
Thank you, Lynn. I'm here because, as many people I've heard of, we've got a K-Fred radio show, and it's called Animals Unplugged. And to just do this in 1 minute, I'm going to get right to the meat and potatoes. We are trying to, at its core, change the animal rescue world because it's so full of fraud. Millions and millions of dollars get donated to massive organizations, and so much of the money does not go to saving animals. And so with this show, with the inspiration of my guy back here, this is my rescue dog, Chipotle, my inspiration for all of it, for writing the songs and producing the music that tells us the animal stories. And with that inspiration, we hope to change the world of animals and how they get treated, how they get saved, and we go pretty deep.
Don't worry about that.
Lynn, you're gonna have to put a C&G Songroads song up there for the music for the When the Time's Up.
Oh, yeah, please help me get something better than this Miss America music. Go ahead, Greg, finish telling us.
I can set you up. So just one example, and then I'll let you guys move on. Systemically, there's hundreds of thousands at least of people working in animal rescue shelters and fostering and doing the hard work on the ground. But you can't solve the problem by opening up more shelters and getting more people to volunteer and more people to donate. You have to change the narrative. You have to stop the supply chain up here, which is causing all the excessive animals that end up in bad situations and unwanted. So upstream, breeding problems, puppy mills, spay and neutering, all of that is the answer. And we want to change the focus back to what the answer is so that we don't have so much suffering and so many unwanted animals. So there we go.
Wonderful. And when is your show on?
Well, it airs on Monday morning, every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, but it immediately drops as a podcast, and I dropped a link in there that goes to episode 3's blog post, and at the bottom of the blog post, you can read about what the episode's about in the post. You can see all the associated links, and then at the bottom is a player where you can listen to that podcast.
Wonderful, wonderful. Greg, I will make sure you get a copy of the chat as well, and I will get you the 5. For those of you that are new, so you know, I do have 5 Facebook pages. You are more than welcome to advertise your radio shows there as well. Let's get word out so that more and more people can help. And I know that I have a son who has 3 rescue dogs. A lot of my family members take rescue dogs, and they're just wonderful, wonderful dogs. And it's sad to think that they would be put to sleep for nothing if they didn't take them. So thank you very much for all that you do.
If I could add, I'm in the rescue world, and what he's saying is absolutely, absolutely correct. It's just unbelievable what goes on.
Wonderful to have somebody here that can share all that information with us. So guys, it's a show worth listening to. And Fred has his hand up, so that's always a special time. Fred?
So a couple of things. One, for our listeners, 323-580-5755. Got it right that time. That's 323-580-5755. Chat at K-Fred. Interesting thing about C&G Songroads, which is Greg's music company, the only place you can hear his whole music portfolio is on K-Fred. If you're a supporter of C&G, you get this really cool T-shirt.
Oh, all right. That's good.
That's all I got to say for now. Greg, please help Greg save all these animals, because otherwise he's not going to shut up. He hasn't shut up on this for over 10 years. So we finally had to put him on the K-Fred radio show. I love the man. Don't get me wrong, but he won't shut up about animals.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Greg, where do you get your news?
I hate to advertise. I have high hopes for this. I discovered it a few weeks ago. It's a newsletter called Tangle, and he presents what the left is saying, what the right is saying, and his take. And every single day, he's got a correction. So literally, it seems like he's got the ecosystem started to give you at least one daily subject. He dives in, gives you what everybody's saying, gives you his take, and then he corrects if he says something wrong. So it's kind of cool. It's too early for me to totally endorse it, but if you want to check out Tangle, just type Tangle in newsletter, and I'm sure you can sign up for his email. But I have
Can you put that in the chat? Because I think there's a lot of people that might be interested in checking that out. Thank you so very much.
I don't know the guy. I'm not promising anything, but just put Tangle in your search engine, and I'm sure it comes up.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Wendy, we're going to hold you for 1 second, Wendy, because I'm going to do my last speaker, but I'm going to share something with you guys that I learned this morning. How many of you people in here do podcasts or do videos that are posted online or things like that? Anybody in here do any of that stuff? Do you all, like I don't know about you guys, but I freeze up. I can't remember what I want to say. I mean, it's an ugly mess. It's really an ugly mess. And nobody believes it when I tell them that, but it's true. So somebody shared with me this morning, do you know there are apps on your phone? There's an app for everything. I swear to you, there is. Do you know there's an app on the phone called a teleprompter? There's a whole bunch of them on there. Use one of those teleprompter apps. It comes right up on your phone. You can upload all your stuff right into there. Nobody will know that you don't have it all memorized. Yay, that's good for the old fuds like me. I love it. So go find one of those teleprompter apps, guys. Okay, so Wendy, before I come back to you, I'm going to do my last speaker, which is Deanna Brakefield. Deanna, I don't know. I went to our Facebook sites for all these groups, and I don't know who the two women were now, and I'm sad to say I don't remember who it was, but boy, did they give you and I a glowing recommendation. You have to go check those sites out. They were saying that they think we're geniuses. Oh, I love it. So, Deanna, you are up. The next 5 minutes are yours.
So I am Deanna Brakefield. I am with Lionheart Kingdom Marketing. Many of you already know me. This week, I wanted to talk about a few trends that we've noticed in social media this year. We are coming up on the end of our third quarter, and it is, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a roller coaster year, especially trying to keep up with all the changes that they've made to social media. The first trend that we are noticing is one that is shocking a lot of marketers. All of you know that video is king. I mean, video content does better on social media than any other kind. But in the last 6 months, the length of that content has began to dramatically increase. So a lot of you have heard me talk before, and over the last year or so, I've been telling you, keep your videos around 60 seconds. Well, that rule is going out the window. Especially on TikTok and YouTube, we are seeing 10 and 30-minute videos like the ones that we do for our lives in our Facebook groups are doing exceptionally well. Users are starting to veer back into longer form content, and that is great, especially for those of us that have a lot to say and can't keep it down to 30 to 60 seconds. The next thing that we're seeing is playful content is actually starting to overperform what we used to call edgy content. So before we used to tell, stick to the facts and keep it very simple and keep it very real and be kind of hard-edged on it. Well, that is changing. People are starting to now form what they're calling brand personalities, where they will essentially tap into things like meme culture. They'll do the voice of my generation kind of videos. People are really starting to have fun with their content again, and it's really great to see, and the users are adoring it. The next thing is the expansion of commercial spaces in social media. A lot of us are familiar with Facebook Marketplace, but most of the other social medias have now added in their own version of that. I think it was just a few months ago that TikTok launched TikTok Shop. Well, if you have a product-based business and you are not utilizing this commercial function, you actually have a huge portion of your social media that you're just completely missing out on that could be really growing your business. If you have any questions about how to use things like the Facebook Marketplace or Facebook Shops, TikTok Shops, please reach out to me. I would be more than happy to walk you through some of the basics just to get you started. The last thing that I want to talk about is one y'all have heard me talk about for over a year, SEO in your social media channels. Now, a few of you have talked to me about how to optimize your profiles and your posts, and that's great. But it is becoming more important than it has ever been. Over 40% of Gen Z people are now using the search function inside of their social media to look for products and services. So having those correct keywords, making sure that you're using the right hashtags, putting alt text in when it's available to do. These are becoming more and more important functions that you really shouldn't be missing out on. If anybody is interested in reaching out to me, you can find me at lionheartkingdom.com, or you can reach out to me at 205-623-7703. That is my direct line, is 205-623-7703. I would love to have a conversation with any or all of you. I get most of my news, what I call page hopping. I'll see a headline somewhere, and I'll open up a news article, and the next thing I know, I've been through 20 pages, researched 5 key terms, and I've learned a whole bunch of stuff that I never even knew I wanted to know.
Wonderful, wonderful. By the way, I remembered who the 2 women were, Elizabeth Waters and Kara Wilson. Go look at their video. They think we're geniuses. You got to keep that. Wonderful. Thank you so very much. I appreciate all your help always. She is a great resource, guys. If you're in any of the 4 groups that we've got, she is a huge resource. She and Jam will help you with so many things. So with that said, we're going to finish up our introductions, and we have another newbie with us, Wendy York. None of us know anything about Wendy York, so we are all curious. So Wendy, you are up.
Thank you so much. This is such a fun group. My name is Wendy. I'm from California. I am offering whole life transformation. So I'm looking for practitioners, therapists, healers who are looking to expand their abundance through an organic nutrition line. So I'm in alignment with a lot of you here and the way your thought process go. So we're looking to help people transform their lives through superfood nutrition, herbs, extracts, whole food nutrition, high frequency spirit nutrition through the 90-day way. And also we have a business opportunity that is phenomenal with the community. I just got back from Scottsdale, Arizona for their convention, and it was rock solid. So looking forward to coming more to these calls. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much.
Where do you get your news from?
I ditched the news a long time ago, as many of you, but if I did want to find out something, I would go to the High Wire. That was my go-to a couple years ago.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. We hope you stick with us, and I look forward to having a conversation with you myself. So we are looking now for Anita. Anita, you're up.
Hi, my name is Anita Bella. I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I help people save money by simply switching stores. And then the other business I have is I'm a pronunciation coach for English as a second language. So I help non-native English speakers speak more clearly and confidently. And sometimes I find the news just on social media here, like on Facebook, and then, or if I'm on Yahoo, I'll find the news there, or a lot of times I'll watch the news at night and see what's going on in the world if I really need to hear more.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much, Anita. Joel Hoke, I'm glad you came in with us. So, Joel, the question today is going to be where you get your news from. So, Joel, the next minute is yours.
Thank you very much. I am so sorry to be late. I just got back from a traditional meeting. This is a lot of wasting of time to drive and coming back, and so I'm sorry I'm late. And I don't know where I'm getting my news from. Somebody else said that they teach the news. I stopped listening to the news long time ago. But whenever information needs to get to me, it somehow make its way. And what I do for a living, I do multiple things, but the main thing that I do, I help nonprofit organizations raise money. Now, what's unique about what we do, we have a $0 donation program. So the good thing is we don't ask for money from nobody. And this is how the program works. Nobody has to donate a penny, and we're still able to raise thousands and thousands of dollars for nonprofit organizations. This is what's unique about what we do. And I'm sorry I'm late again.
Wonderful. That's okay. Fred's got his hand up again. Fred?
So one of the things that as I've listened to everybody answer the news question, it really confirms something that I had started talking to with a couple of other folks of bringing in short newscasts, because K-Fred's a much better place for news than all the others. So we'll redouble our efforts to bring in 5 to 10 minute news shorts each day. And 323-580-5755. But K-Fred for news.
That's a good idea. Thank you so very. Fred, where do you get your news?
K-Fred.
Okay. So guys, here's one of the really fun parts of this show, guys. You guys all get to go into a private room now for 5 minutes. You know a little bit about each other. You get to spend 5 minutes in there. Sometimes I have to drag you guys out of these rooms. You have too much fun in that room. But you're going to get 5 minutes in there, and I will do that twice for you guys and mix it up each time. So the rooms are now all open. You are welcome to go in.
So interesting episode today. Some new guests, new other show hosts popping in from K-Fred. Interesting event today, Lynn.
Absolutely. Very good show so far today. So talk to us about what's going on at K-Fred.
So, as Kelly Kellum said, they've got a third episode going up. Greg Markells will be putting his fourth episode up on Monday. Chris Pratt had a really good episode. And I forgot what the title was, but I posted it in the chat. So check out Chris. Interesting things happening with our friends in Seattle. Not much that I can say yet, but it appears that at least 2 of our shows will be broadcast over regular radio by end of next month. And then there's the Lynn factor. And I should say the Lion factor. Because well, we do have at least one other Lynn, so I can't say that Lynn factor, but the and we lost her earlier, but so Lynn Lionhood, our VP of sponsorships and the Lion Queen, is doing her best to inundate me with new show hosts. So by end of next month, with the way Lynn's rocking it, we're going to have probably close to 40 new weekly shows. Not bad for a station that, as of next month, will only be broadcasting for 3 months.
And I'm going to tell you, I have lots more on my list.
I'm happy. We got several tech improvements coming. We're working on new forum software, so that way our listeners will be able to go to the K-Fred site and join in discussions with the show host. So we're going to create a forum for each show and have the show host be the moderator of it. So anybody that wants to, in between shows, come and chat will be able to go to the appropriate forum and vent their spleen. well, until they piss somebody off and they piss the station owner off, then, they'll be gone. But that's beside the point. Also, we have new player software that we're working on, and I'm really, really pumped about it because one of the things it'll let me be able to do is put a custom call to action on each player. So that way, when you're on the Lunch with Lynn page, you can be listening to whatever's playing and then click on the Lynn's custom button that will let you register for Lunch with Lynn or whatever else Lynn decides to make it go to. So it's been a pain in the rump learning the software, and I still beat my head against the wall, but we're making progress, and hopefully there's a whole lot of new stuff that tech-wise happens by Labor Day weekend.
So what's going on with K. Fred himself?
Well, this Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. PST, is the next episode of K. Fred Prime Live. And as anybody who's listened in past, two shows ago, our topic was what is wisdom, where it comes from. The last show it was what's stupidity and where does it come from? And I've pretty much come to the decision of we all do stupid things. It's the failure to learn from the stupid things we do that causes us to repeatedly do them that is the definition of stupidity. But this weekend, I'm not coming up with the question of down the rabbit hole. Barbara Wainwright of The Power of Now, my female co-host on the show, is the one who's come up with the question. And whoa, it's a doozy. I've been working on my answer to it. So now it's a ladies' choice question. That's all I'm going to say. But it's going to be, I'm looking forward to people's answers. I'm going to have to talk to my daughter on Friday so she can help me out with my answer.
That sounds good. That's absolutely good. But I can't wait. Fred, I don't know where you get your questions from, but they're definitely down the rabbit hole. But I thought you had a different question for each person.
So I always do, but what I found was as I always like to find out what's going on with everyone that shows up, and what's especially if the show host, what's the new topic. And yes, I always like to ask that down the rabbit hole question, which is a specific one. But what I found was when we had a bunch of the show hosts together, it was great to have the application process. It was great to have a discussion question. So that's where I came up with the what's wisdom and where do we get it, as well as what's stupidity and why do we have it. And the next one is, like I said, it's a ladies' choice question. And after we interview everybody on the show will get to jump in with the ladies' choice question. If people would like to join the studio audience, let me know and I'll make sure you get the invite. Or chat at kfred.com.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. All right. Did everybody have a good time in the rooms they were in?
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to put you guys back in another room for the last time, and then you can come back here. We'll have a short little discussion, and then you guys are free to go. So if you get in the same room with the same person and you don't want to stay there and continue your conversation, come back here. I'll send you to another room. So with that said, the rooms are all created, and they are all now open. Please go enjoy yourself.
So to our listeners, if you got a question, you can call in at 323-580-5755, or you can chat at kphred.com, otherwise known as kfred.com. So, Lynn, I've been blown away by how many people want to do a show on K-Fred. So my question is you've been promising like a winning lotto ticket to people?
Nope, I just know good people, and I talk to them and I say, listen, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I would not pass it. Uh-oh. So wait a minute. Joel's here, and Deanna's here. So, Joel, did you and Deanna, were you guys in the room together last time?
We actually were in the room together yesterday for about an hour and a half, and we met. Yesterday or 2 days ago, and we met also in the breakout room earlier. So yeah.
Listen, you're on Santa Claus's lap. So Joe Hope, you don't know all the people that are in here. So
I will go and see.
Joe, I'm gonna move Joel. Let me move Joel. Wait a second. So
I already did.
move them. You don't even know where they want to go. Deanna, where do you want to go? Who would you like to talk to? She's gone. You
Yeah.
have to find out where they want to go.
I just picked the room and sent them, so you know.
Okay, go for it, Fred. So tell me too, Fred, real quick. Go ahead. But I want to know, Fred, what's happening with the regular shows that you've had that we're on? How are they doing?
Oh, all of them are doing well. Actually, I can track on a couple of places where the shows that people have been listening to it, and then a piece of music that I put up there from my collection comes on afterwards, and they drop off. So traffic's up to the site. Listens are increasing. We're even and on the Get Me Radio app, where people can listen on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Android TV, Roku TV, Fire Stick, or Amazon Alexa. Please, folks, if you got an Amazon Alexa, go to KFred Radio on getmeradio.com and listen on Amazon Alexa and tell me how it sounds. I don't have one, so I can't test it, but please let me know how it sounds. And I've been watching the Get Me Radio stats, and our iOS, Apple iPhone listens are definitely going up. So I know it ain't me. I got an Android, but the Apple folks seem to be liking the shows.
Fred, can you stick something in the chat that I can send out to everybody about if they have an Alexa? Because I do have an Alexa, and I will do that and see if I can find out, and we can get some feedback for you. But I also need you to put a little something in the chat about where they can go in to put a review, or their
all right, doing it here.
Information, because why not take advantage of the fact that they may be listening?
So, folks, you go to getmeradio.com and search on KPHRED. You'll find our page, and you can listen there right now. If you went there and listened, you'd hear Lunch with Lynn. You'd hear us. It will also give you instructions on how to listen to us on the various platforms, assuming you just don't want to listen on the web, either the KFred website or the Lunch with Lynn. But yes, Lynn, that will be in the chat for everybody else as they come back. If you're on the Get Me Radio app, please leave us a review. We love to see them. And it keeps that little, we got a little flame up by our name that says hot. And so the more reviews we get, the hotter we become. And we like that. By end of next year, the getmeradio.com app will be on Apple Auto and Android Auto, which means people will be able to listen to us while driving in their car.
Excellent. I know that when I'm on long trips, I like to listen to talk radio because to me it's much better than listening to music. So I think people will appreciate that very much.
So this has been my thing of, somebody asked me recently how long I've been in love with radio. And I can look back to, I think it was 7th grade health class, where we had to fill out they were teaching us how to fill out a job application. And you had to put in you had the fake experience. And one of my fake jobs was radio DJ at WLS AM in Chicago. So I've been on this love of radio probably since about 5th or 6th grade.
Now it's actually happened.
Now it's actually happened. It only took me, 45 years to build my own station, but better late than never.
But again, that's about making your dreams come true. People should not sit on their dreams in the hopes that someday they'll do it, because someday never comes.
Amen. Either, it's when I talk to show hosts, it's like, what's your passion? Because if you have passion for something, what I found is, especially even when I'm doing podcast or live stream pre-records, there are those that they're in their passion and they glow. They have this glow about them on Zoom. You do it. You have a glow on yourself. there's a few others, and what I've been told recently is when I'm talking about podcasting, live streaming, internet radio, I guess I glow, which really kind of freaks me out.
Glow with horns on.
Hey, if you can make the horns work, today we're in the old school White Sox hat. I'm old school Chicago with this hat, but it is what it is. So,
Fred, tell me, if you were sitting on Santa Claus's lap yourself, and you had the opportunity to have a specific show that was not out there, what topic would you like someone to have a show on?
Well, that's a real interesting question. Part of me would like to see a show or two on career transition. I'd love to see a show on helping couples or families stay together to, build the family. We're going to have a phenomenal show coming up.
Jan Talent.
What are we talking about here? Sorry.
We'll have to talk. We do have a show coming on that's for divorced dads with kids, but I'd really love to, maybe Jan Talent, see the other end where we're going to help families not go through divorce, because the kids don't need divorce. And I speak from experience of I was divorced and my daughters turned out phenomenal. Although
that's not always the case.
Not always the case. Don't piss my daughter off. She can be just as bad as me pissed off.
Yeah, that's how you know that's your kid, Fred.
Amen. And she's learned well from Dad.
That said, Fred, you are done. You are done for the day. So I am now going to be asking a couple of questions, guys, about networking. I want to do some questions here from you guys. This will be interactive for you guys. But I heard a quote that I want to read to you guys. It says, winners make a habit of manufacturing their own positive expectations in advance of events. So I want you guys to tell me, when you guys go to networking events or you meet people after this, I think it's imperative that, let's say I want to have a conversation with Wendy. When I get that conversation with Wendy after this meeting is over, I want to learn as much about Wendy and what she does as I possibly can. Not my job to go in there and try to sell Wendy on what I'm doing. I want to go learn about Wendy. You guys have to change your focus.
It's taboo to try to sell people in a networking group.
I'm telling you.
Who comes to a networking event looking to buy something?
Nobody does. Nobody does. And it's awful. And many of you are being taught by your companies that if I meet Wendy, in the first 3 minutes, I got to try to drop the name of my company 52 times and try to sell her. Not what I should be doing. I should be learning about Wendy. What does Wendy do? What did Wendy do before she did this? I need to know, where does Wendy live? Did she always live there? No, she lives somewhere else. What's Wendy interested in? Who does Wendy know? I need to know everything about Wendy. I need to build a little file so I can help Wendy to grow her business, so I can make connections for Wendy. If you're doing that with the thought of what you can do to help the other person, I promise you they're going to do it in return for you. If they don't, they go in a red file. Remember the red files? Put them in a red file. Red means dead. Don't waste any more time on them. If you're talking to them and they're listening and they're paying attention and then they reciprocate and want to know about you, that's great. Wendy goes in a green file. Green means money. Green means we're moving forward. Green is good. So you want to make sure that you're talking to them. And guys, don't do a one-on-one. I don't know. Chris Lipper is not here, but he said it. One-on-ones are okay if you have to. But if you don't have to, I should put Wendy, I should put Jan Talon, I should put Alan, I should put Keith, I should put the four of us together on one call and get to know them all. I say it 100 times. What if I have 4 people on this call and Wendy hates me? What if she says, oh man, I just can't handle that Lynn Lionhead. I got to get away from her. If it's just Wendy and I, and we're going to talk for an hour, it's going to be a terribly long hour for Wendy. Like pulling teeth, she will hate it. But even if she hates me, if I have her on the call and she likes Jan, she likes Keith, she likes Alan, she likes Ann, she'll say, you know what, I can avoid the fact that I don't like Lynn. Look at all the other good gems that I got. So make it valuable for all of you. We all have limited time. Putting 4 or 5 people together is a great way to do it. The synergy is better. People will open up and talk to each other better. So you have 4 or 5 files out on your desk and you're making them. It really does work well, guys. And here, you don't just meet with the people that you already or that you don't know. So I don't know Wendy. There were some other people on this call that I did not know, and they are not on here right now. But suppose that I don't know Wendy and I don't know Jan. So I invite both of them to the call, but I'm going to invite Rob and Denise and Dorothea, but I do know them. What's the problem with having 3 friends come on the call? The 3 of them may enjoy the company of Jan and Wendy just as much as I do. Jan and Wendy don't know these other 3. And just because I know the other 3, I can spend more time getting to know Jan and Wendy. But don't look away from the fact that just because I know Denise and Dorothea and Rob doesn't mean I can't help them again. We always continue to help our friends. Who have I met in the last few weeks that Dorothea, Denise, and Rob don't know? Who could I introduce them to? Maybe just being the 5 of us in that group sets something off because Rob says something that he does that I didn't know he did, something I don't know about him, and it clues me in, hey, wait a minute, I have another opportunity for Rob. Would it hurt for me to help him again? No. I could meet with Rob. I'll tell you what, Rob is so interesting that I could put Rob on every one of my calls for a month, and I would be happy with that. And you should continue to want to help those people that you've helped in the past. Those just solidify those. Oh, God. How many people have not seen his Speedo of the day, see? So it might be interesting to have him on there. So, guys, you remember, and always ask them good questions. Don't ask the same old garbage all the time, you know? Like, what's a good lead for you? I don't want to know what's a good lead for you. If you're listening carefully to everything Wendy's saying, you should easily be able to see ways that you can help her. If you're curious about her product, be that. That's fine. If you want to go research more about what she does, she'll give you a link to tell you where to find that information. You do want to make sure you know, though. You do want to make sure one of the questions that gets repeated over and over that you need to know, where can they do business? People, if Wendy says I can only work in the state that I live in, well, you need to know that in advance so that you don't find yourself in a situation where you're trying to introduce her to people in Utah and she can't work with them. Maybe Jan says, hey, I can work with everybody anywhere. And I mean anywhere. I can work with people in the UK. I can work with people that are in Canada. You need to know that information. That makes a world of difference. Alan may say, hey, listen, it's a licensing issue. I can only work with people in Canada. You need to know that so you make those introductions where he can use those people. Now, would he like to be introduced to somebody that was in the States? He might, depending upon what he does. Maybe he says, for business purposes, I can only work with people in Canada. But guess what? I'm going to be having a radio show, and I sure would like to have listeners that are from other areas because who knows how many Canadians they know. Maybe Alan, even though Alan is here to represent his business, Alan might say, hey, I'd love a speaking opportunity. So you won't know these things unless you ask some really good questions. Make your conversation important, guys, and valuable. You know, don't give people yes and no answers and leave them hanging. That's terrible. You ever been in a conversation where you're trying to get somebody to have a conversation with you and every answer is yes, no?
Yeah, my generation likes to call those people NPCs.
Oh, it's terrible. It's like you're carrying the conversation all by yourself. That's terrible. Be interesting. If you're not interesting, go sit in front of the mirror every day and have a conversation with yourself and start getting to learn to be interesting. Consistently attend your events, guys. Those people that come back here consistently over and over and over again, you know what happens? I know more about those people. And the more I know about those people, the friendlier it is and easier it is to introduce them to everybody else. I have learned so much from Ann Mackey, and I'm going to tell you where I learned a lot of stuff about her. Ann Mackey has these motivational morning moments. I love them. Wake up in the morning, go peruse. Get on the internet. Let's put it that way. Get on the internet, and because you're connected to her, they're going to pop up. And I'm going to watch her walking in nature wherever she lives, and she's going to let me see the sunrises. She's going to let me listen to the animals that are out in the field. It's just relaxing, and it gives me a little piece of knowing some of the things that she enjoys doing that have nothing to do with either one of her businesses. But it gives you yet another connection with that person. So that's important. Share contacts with those people who show up frequently, because remember, if Joe Hope comes here once and I don't see him for 6 months, I'm going to be really serious. And you guys know I just speak my mind and I say what's on my mind. How many people think that I'm going to introduce Joe to everybody I know? Not going to happen, because I've got people I've known for 10 years. They think that I'm going to give them good people that are reliable. I don't know if Joe's reliable if he's shown up here once. He might be a dirty rat just pretending that he's a good guy. And if he's a dirty rat and I introduce him to somebody the first time I meet him, and then he turns out to be a really bad, dirty rat, they're going to say, who is that goofball you sent over here? Don't be doing that. Now, that's happened to me a couple times, so I learned my lesson. So consistency is the key. I ask you guys to give me very few things, but that is the one thing I ask you to give me. And where is Mark Bartosik? Is he still on here? Nope, he left. Oh, there he is. I don't know. We're on the ceiling with him. I still remember when I met Mark Bartosik. I probably knew 30 people that did Ambit Energy. It was like the craze. It was like everybody became part of Ambit Energy. So I said to Mark, I said, and I was doing my events in person then. I said, Mark, I'm going to give you one piece of advice. If you want to be successful here, consistency. If you show up every single week and people get to see you, there's a lot of people that are going to come here, try to sell Ambit Energy and take a hike when they didn't sell it right away. But you know what? Most people aren't going to buy from them their first time. But I said, if you keep coming back and people say, Mark Bartosik, Ambit Energy. Ambit Energy, Mark Bartosik. That's when you know you've been here enough for people to associate your name with what you do. People should not be scratching their head going, Ann Mackey, I have no idea what she does. You know why? Because Ann's not showing up regularly. That's why. It's not the other person's fault. It's your fault for not showing up so they know what you do. So consistency is very, very important. Talk to me, guys, about what you're seeing. What do you hate that you see when people are networking?
Passive aggressiveness, I would say, when they realize that someone else is also doing what they do, and they try to turn into like a one-up battle. I don't know. Me personally, I'm too old for that. Like that's like
21.
Yeah, I'm too old for that. Like it's guys. If someone else is, I would say this: if someone else is in the same field that you do, use it as a learning opportunity. Because some people they'll come to networking meetings in hopes of trying to sell, and then obviously if they don't sell or if someone else is in there that also does the same thing as them, they will kind of get squirmish or whatever. They try to one up the other person by going, oh well, actually it's this, and it's like, okay, who cares? Stop, grow up. But just my little 2 cents.
You know what? Before I get to Joel and Dorothea's question, let me speak to that for just a minute. I remember in Illinois, I went to a big networking event. There were a lot of people. Maybe there were 30 or 40 people that were there. And I didn't know these people. It was my first time to be there. And I do Legal Shield and ID Shield. So one of the things is I provide attorneys at reduced rate. They're great attorneys. They've already been vetted. But there was an attorney in the room. And people said to me, oh no, there's an attorney. That's bad news. That's bad news. Threatened by an attorney. But he must have been threatened by me, and he knew I was in the room. So he stood up and did his little 60-second deal, and here's what he said. I'm not like those services that have bunches of attorneys. Who knows the quality of their attorneys? He said, I am the expert in my field, blah, 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 whatever. Let's say he was a real estate attorney. I don't remember. And so he bragged on what he did. So now it came my turn, and he's already dissed my company. So what did I do? I stood up and I said, Mr. Smith, I would love to talk to you after this is over because my company is always looking for the best attorneys in each area. He couldn't run his little fat butt as fast as he could to give me his card right in front of everybody. So now, how bad did he really think my company was if he wanted to work with him? So that's how I dealt with it, guys. You just have to deal with it. That's all. So Joe, you have a question or you have something to say?
It's not. I want to respond to your question of what is ineffective in networking, and I do have two experience to share. Is don't be the one that talks too much. If you have, I do a lot of one-on-ones. I just heard you about your suggestion to do a group, but I do all my meetings to get to know people one-on-one. If you're talking first, and if you're talking more than 5 minutes, you talk too much. I always ask questions. Let people talk first. Let them talk. Okay. You can say what you want in the end, but ask questions. And I always try to make sure that when I'm done, is either I bring them value, regardless of what they do for a living. Regardless, it's make sure that I bring them. I met Rob the other day, and Rob and I were talking, and he shared with me something that he had going on with his health. I said, hey, Rob, try this. I'm not even selling this product. This is something that I'm using that's helping me. Say, hey, Rob, try it. Like, go to Amazon and buy it. It's not, and acknowledge people because people want to be acknowledged.
I had a great one-to-one with Adrian.
So, folks, come on back again next week for another episode of Lunch with Lynn. You can also register for Lunch with Lynn at kfred.com.
Lighting up the night, we're gonna dance like it's our last night alive. Hands up in the air, we're reaching for the sky, no looking back now, baby. We're ready to fly, the beat keeps pumping, flowing through our veins. We're losing ourselves in this electrifying game. We're drifting down, we feel so alive with every move we make. We're gonna take this time, we get music taking over the world. No limits or boundaries, we'll let our dreams unfurl. The rhythm is a heartbeat, it's running through our veins. We're K-Fred music, we're gonna make it rain.
This summer, enjoy less tan lines and more dashed white lines. Less theme park lines and more instantaneous power. Less behind the desk and more behind the wheel. Find the one for you this summer at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select Lexus electrified vehicles. But hurry, the opportunity ends September 3rd. Click the banner to discover more. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. Everybody needs some variety in life. That's what I love about Chumba Casino. They know how to keep things fresh and exciting. All their games are free to play, like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire. You can claim free daily login bonuses, too. And they release new games every week. So spice things up with ChumbaCasino.com now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.